I have a brief statement to make of a valedictory kind. Now, order. Now that the date of the general election is known, I hope the House will allow me to end my speakership by expressing briefly a word of appreciation and thanks. First of all, to all the members of the House for their consideration and for their kindness to me, and also for their support. I am well aware that a good speaker is a speaker who called you today. A bad speaker is a speaker who did not call you today. And sadly, a very bad speaker didn't call you yesterday. But the leader of the opposition, when I was rechosen speaker in 1987, came to my rescue by saying that sadly no member in the House can expect to be called on the day he wants, at the time he wants, and on the subject that he wants. Thank you to the opposition for that. It is a sad fact. Well, I think the public should know. It is a sad fact that given the arithmetic, no member can fairly expect, to be called more than 4 times a year in a major debate. And all I can say to honourable members is that I have endeavoured to be even-handed and fair, and some members will know that if I feel I haven't been entirely just, I have sent them a little note saying, what about a free kick at the next debate or at Prime Minister's question time? That happened over here today. Order. Now, the Speaker carries heavy burdens, and I shall always be in debt to my admirable deputies, to the Chairman of Ways and Means, Harold Walker, to Sir Paul Dean, and to Betty Boothroyd, for their loyalty and for their dedication and for their friendship. The House should know that Sir Paul Dean has served as Deputy Chairman of Ways and Means and Deputy Speaker longer than any of his predecessors since the post was created in 1902. I must also thank my personal staff, Bill Beaumont, who was my first secretary, and Peter Kitcat now, and to all who serve so loyally in the Speaker's House. I thank them for their support and their assistance throughout the 9 years that I have been privileged to occupy the chair. My thanks also go to the clerks of the House, especially to Sir Charles Gordon for his guidance and advice when I first stepped into the chair in 1983, and to Sir Kenneth Bradshaw, and now to Sir Clifford Bolton, who I believe history will record to be one of the great clerks of this House. The clerks serve not just the Speaker, but every member of this House, and I thank them all, not only for their help to me, but also for their help to all of us. I'm sure the House would also wish me to express my gratitude, our gratitude indeed, to those who serve us here so faithfully. Some 4,800 people work in the Palace of Westminster daily, and on behalf of the whole House, I send my thanks to all of them. To the Sergeant-at-Arms and to his staff, to the police and the custodians, to the library and to the vote office, to Hansard. As I have often said in the House, they make our speeches sound perhaps even better in print than they sometimes do in the chamber. To the Finance and Administration Department and to the Fees Office, to the Parliamentary Works Office, well, to the Parliamentary Works Office, and not least to the Refreshment Department, whose members arrive early in the morning to give us breakfast and leave late at night, long after we have parted. Finally, I hope I may be allowed to express my deep gratitude, order, to my wife Lynn. The House will know that she is the first Mrs. Speaker for 20 years. Without her support and assistance in my duties, I could not have carried the burdens of the speakership, which are not confined to this chamber alone. Together, we have endeavoured to make the neutral territory of Speaker's House a place where party controversy is put on one side and friendship is encouraged. In achieving this, we owe a great debt of gratitude to the Speaker's chaplain, the admirable Donald Gray, who in a very real sense has made the Palace of Westminster his parish. I hope that all of us who are leaving the House at this election will reflect that however modest our achievements may have been, it has been an immense privilege to be a Member of Parliament. I firmly believe that the Speaker should always be elected for a constituency, as other members are, because in that way he is kept in day-to-day touch with the people who really matter, those who put us here to represent their interests. And I am deeply grateful to my constituents in Croydon North East who have elected me to serve them in Parliament on 8 occasions since 1964. After the general election, others will take our place and we shall soon be forgotten. I hope that no government will ever forget or resent the fact that although it may have a right to get its business if it has a majority, it has to submit its policies to a group of elected representatives, many of whom may not agree. And it is and will be Mr. Speaker's first duty in that process to ensure fair play. It has not always been easy, but it is an historic role on which rest the very foundations of our parliamentary democracy. So, I take my leave, and in doing so, I express again my thanks to the whole House and to the staff of the House for 9 busy and happy years, years in which I have consistently endeavoured to uphold the dignity of Parliament and the rights and the privileges of the members to represent the interests of their constituents here in the forum of the nation. Yeah.